Maybe the travel brochure should mention a few of these, just in case. Welcome to Mojo Travels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 insane things you can go to jail for around the world. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to Mojo Travels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at seemingly innocent acts that could land someone in a heap of trouble. We're not saying the arrests aren't legal, only that they're unexpected. Number 10. Gambling. Pretty much any country incorporates laws to supervise gambling. Thailand went one step further, as only horse racing and the governmental lottery are legal. In the mid-1930s, a gambling act was passed which forbid the organization of such activities, resulting in many illegal casinos popping up all over the nation.
You changed your shirt, Mr. Bond. I hope our little game isn't causing you to perspire.
The government wasn't done yet, taking over the manufacture of playing cards and ruling that a person can only possess 120 cards at any time. Those caught gambling face steep fines or possibly a stint in jail. Foreigners might even be deported. Number 9. Bouncing a check. No matter how charming Leonardo DiCaprio makes it seem, check fraud is no laughing matter, especially in Dubai. If a check bounces, a complaint can be filed with the police, who will investigate and prosecute the offender. At that point, the issuer either pays the money or goes to jail. Okay, let's say they decide to spend some time behind bars. This doesn't mean the offender is off the hook.
This one has a flag on it, and patriotic checks never bounce. No!
Once their term is complete, the receiver of the fraudulent check can then start a legal process all over again. Number 8. Painkillers.
They had me on a lot of painkillers.
Oh, really? What kind? Codeine? Vicodin? Percocet? Fentanyl? OxyContin? Paladone?
Here's the war on drugs taken to the extreme. Before visiting Dubai, pretty much any travel guide worth their salt suggests that you double-check the medicine you're traveling with. In order to reduce the risk of drug addiction, the government enforces a strict zero-tolerance policy, and offenders could end up in jail or facing deportation if caught carrying controlled substances.
Those are designed for severe menstrual cramps, so they should cure your baby backache.
Common ingredients like codeine and morphine require a prescription from a UAE licensed doctor, so any travelers carrying medicine should bring their medical documents to avoid trouble. Number 7. Forgetting your wallet. Being caught in a restaurant or a bar without your wallet is a recipe for embarrassment, but fessing up is probably the best way to handle it.
Now, I want you to go in that bag and find my wallet.
Which one is it?
It's the one that says bad motherfucker.
Unfortunately, things don't always work out, as restaurants are well within their rights to bring in the cops. Just ask the Italian tourist who got caught with empty pockets at a New York steakhouse. He spent the night in jail for his forgetfulness. While these are freak occurrences, Japanese law requires foreign citizens staying in the country to carry their residence card at all times.
My wallet's gone! My wallet's gone!
Failure to present an ID when asked could result in an arrest, so better double-check your wallet before leaving the hotel.
Take my whole wallet.
Number 6. Kissing in public. Public decency laws are established for most countries and vary depending on the nation's culture and customs. Kissing in public might be perfectly acceptable in North America and Europe, but locking lips in Dubai is just asking for trouble.
Public displays of affection make people very uncomfortable.
Yes, they do.
Boy, Dubai sure has a lot of strict rules. This extends to a married couple who, at most, are allowed to hold hands. Dancing is also frowned upon, and randomly addressing a woman in a public space could easily result in jail time.
Hey, how you doing?
And, you guessed it, nudity is prohibited pretty much everywhere. Best to keep it in the bedroom. Number 5. Swearing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this one is no exaggeration. Say a bad word while visiting certain parts of Australia and risk spending the next 6 months behind bars. Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria have all passed offensive language laws to reduce vulgarity within a public space.
Do you know the F word?
Fornication?
Oh, Bertie.
Please, won't somebody think of the children?
Trick is something a whore does for money.
Considered a summary offense, alongside vandalism and begging, this law prohibits language deemed disorderly, threatening, or indecent.
How would you like to suck my
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was, how would you like to suck my
If caught, the potty-mouthed perpetrator usually incurs a fine or community service, but imprisonment is an option, however unlikely. Number 4, killing a cow.
Holy shit!
This definitely varies depending on the state, but the slaughter of cows is prohibited in certain parts of India. While Western countries have animal cruelty laws, this is not really the same thing.
God in heaven!
Cattle holds an important symbolic status for religions like Hinduism and Buddhism, as it's seen as a representation of the earth and all living creatures.
Whoa! Jesus!
To safeguard the cow's sanctity, laws were passed to restrict the production of beef.
Where's the beef?
The Indian state of Gujarat recently agreed to raise the maximum sentence for cattle slaughter to life imprisonment.
Is the cow okay? No, the cow's not okay, Russ. You drove plumb through him.
Number 3, Wi-Fi piggybacking. No one likes a cheapskate.
The guy across the alley has a TV. I have binoculars.
And this is especially true in Singapore. Accessing a neighbor's unprotected wireless internet without authorization might not seem like a big deal, but it is kind of a morally gray area.
The Wi-Fi password. We're not savages.
The Computer Misuse and Cybersecurity Act identifies piggybacking as a form of hacking, with the offender liable to a massive $10,000 fine or a 3-year prison sentence.
You can't do this. You can't take away the Wi-Fi.
At least 2 people have been convicted of Wi-Fi mooching, with one receiving a 3-month jail sentence for using another person's Wi-Fi to post a bomb threat. Number 2, paying with stacks of coins. Pennies themselves are not illegal, but their use in excess can be problematic.
Give us all the wood you can for this much, please.
It might seem hilarious to pay a parking ticket with a barrel of coins, but vendors are known to reject these payments, despite it being legal tender. This usually comes down to a fear that the coins might be forged, something 2 Chinese tourists visiting Paris found out the hard way after trying to pay a hotel bill with €1 coins, which turned out to be authentic. In the US, people have been charged with disorderly conduct for paying with coins, but it usually has more to do with how they were physically delivered in bulk. Number 1, gum. No, the title is not a typo. Importing and selling gum is illegal in Singapore.
Chewing gum is really gross. Chewing gum I hate the most.
Introduced in the early 90s, the government issued this ban as a response to the excessive litter caused by people sticking gum on, well, everything. Although the act of chewing gum is technically allowed, it might as well be illegal since it's nearly impossible to find any outside of nicotine and certain sugar-free gums sold in pharmacies for medical use. Unless, of course, there's a secret underground black market peddling juicy fruit, double mint, and Big Red. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Mojo Travels. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.